I'm the bad guy. Hello, my favorite people. Today we're going to be reacting to Billie Eilish's fourth interview. Why am I spinning? Billie Eilish's fourth interview for Vanity Fair. Same interview, fourth year. As you guys know, the last 2 weeks we've been reacting to all the ones from 2017 to now, and we've just been building up the hype for it, and it's finally here. Also, today's my birthday! Yeah! Okay, so, nothing else really to say. Let's get into the video. If you have any video suggestions, make sure to DM them to me over on Instagram, tweet them at me on Twitter. I always read y'all's DMs, so make sure you send the links and stuff over there. If you haven't yet liked this video, let's get 900 likes and subscribe to the second channel, because I'll be doing Vlogmas. This is a blanket, I'm really cold, and this video is going to be like 40 minutes long. So I'm getting comfortable. There. All that being said, let's get into Billie Eilish Vanity Fair interview. Oh, I need to get a thumbnail. Oh god, okay. Some of you were wondering how I get my thumbnails, or the faces. This is how. First of all, needs to get a little higher. Need to focus on me, not Ariana. Okay. And here we go. And one of the frames from that sequence will be the thumbnail. Let's get into the video. Let's just hope my battery can sustain a 40-minute reaction. Okay, she has her doggy.
My name is Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish! Throwback to when I called her Billie Eyelash. So stupid.
This is getting out of hand. I am Billie Eilish.
Aww.
I'm doing this shit till I'm 90.
Oh!
Get ready for it. I think it's October 18th,
I hope so.
2017. It's October 18th, 2018. October 18th, 2019. October 18th, 2020. I'm 15. I'm 16.
Is there any
17,
other series
I'm
like
18.
this? Like where the artists can just be free?
257,000. I have
to answer?
6.3 million. 40.7.
100.
67.5 million.
Almost 100.
Where are these people coming from? Like, that's my question. The most followed person that follows me is Chloe Grace Moretz. Katy Perry, maybe. Justin Bieber. Ariana Grande. My baby.
We love Ari.
204 million followers.
Not when it
It's a
focuses
picture
on
of
her,
me
though.
and Charlie XCX. Isn't it the one about me smiling? 10 million? That's a lot. 5 Grammys.
Her Grammys! Oh!
Wow, I will be 18. I never thought I'd be 18. Hopefully I look fly. What is that
She
quote?
does.
Will I have accepted the things I cannot change? And will I have changed the things that I cannot accept? It's a good thing to think about.
Whoa.
What
Hold on, that was a bit of a mind F. Change the things you cannot accept the things you cannot change. I like it.
Just, you know?
I like
what
that.
Endings, what new beginnings? Oh god.
Her teeth are really nice.
Well. Girl, please. Talk about what's gonna change, what's gonna be different in here. Your whole life will have gone.
Flipped upside
But
down.
not just you. Everyone, because
the pandemic.
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Definitely not where I thought that I would be currently, but I'm also not mad at it. I'm very, very lucky to have had this year play out the way it did, because for a lot of people it was
Worse?
literal hell, and
Yeah.
I'm very aware that I have been pretty blessed for the fortune that I've had this year, even though the year has sucked.
True.
It's still, you know, whatever. We're alive still, you know?
Yeah, that's true. We should all look at it
The thing is,
kind of
I
that
don't
way.
really have any free time, but then I also kind of, it's weird, I contradict myself because I kind of don't really like having a day off.
Same.
I get
Hence
off the
why I
hustle.
upload so often.
I get out of the groove, you know, I get out of like my vibe. I hope whatever amount of off days I want next year, I get. Like, if I want 100 off days next year, I hope I get
Why is
that.
she making
I
that
hope I'm
face?
listened to. That's basically it. I really said 100 days.
100
days,
days.
I
Almost
said.
half the year off.
Oh, bitch, you got what you wished for.
Yeah.
You happy?
Ah.
You happy? Because, damn.
I didn't even think about how...
This is the most amount of time off that I've had in, 5 years now.
Yeah.
I think that goes for a lot of people, but that was even true for like the first month of quarantine. You know, we had 3 weeks off, and I was like, wow, this is the most time off I've ever had. I can't believe it. It's so great. It's like a
That's actually kind of sad.
We'll go right back out on tour in a week, and we'll be fine. And clearly, we were all wrong with that, and we look like clowns now. But I will say I have made and created things that I don't think I ever would have created without this period of time. This amount of time. And
think of all the music we're about to get, guys, and the films.
I would like things to be normal, though. Again, I would like that, but I will say that
I kind of like both.
I'm grateful for what
weirdly.
it's given me. I really wanted to go on that world tour. We started it, got 3 shows in, canceled.
Damn.
Back home. I really wanted to get a Lamborghini. Better have a Lamborghini. It's not that I couldn't have. There were so many other things that were so much more important. There's
responsible
more people to give that money to. There's way, way more, and I cannot stress it enough.
Than buying a Lambo.
Way more important things going on than a fucking Lamborghini. So.
Oh, Billie, how can you be so young and so wise? Oh my god. Her head is screwed on. That's why I like her. She's a good person. And she's relatable. She's genuine.
One thing I have now that I did not have a year ago is my little pooch puppy Shark. Shark! Shark, come here.
Why do I feel like she's the type to have a Shih Tzu too, though? Shark.
This is Shark.
He's cuddly.
My son.
Aw.
He is so silly. Oh, he's wagging his tail. This is Shark. Didn't have him a year ago because he's only 8 months old.
Ooh.
All right, I'll let you
He's
go. He's
huge.
Yeah. The people that support me, my fans, which I don't like to call fans, my, my family, finishing this album and doing the most crazy shows I'm capable of doing in the next month. Maintaining,
Happiness.
Which I've been
Happiness.
experiencing for like the first time in many years.
She does seem happier in this interview. 2020.
That's a big goal for me. So cute. I love that those are all very genuine. Those were 100% what I was feeling very strongly. It's so weird, like, what we take for granted. Like, I would never have thought that I wouldn't be able to do shows one day, you know? So much time spent me dreading tour, dreading press, dreading this, dreading that. And, like, I had no idea that I was dreading something
A privilege.
that I would one day not even be legally allowed to do. Like, that's what's crazy to me. The shows are, like, the one thing that I feel like I've ever been good at. I know that sounds stupid, but it's, like, the only thing I've ever done that made me feel like
You're
I
something.
belonged.
Yeah.
Maybe it's cliche. I don't know.
Because if you think about it, it's like all these people have come to see you, love you, support you, want to see the best for you. And it's not like a selfish thing. It's kind of just like being a part of a huge community. And even so much like on a bigger scale, like I'm talking from a YouTuber standpoint. But coming from Billie, hello, she has a following of 100 million. Not all those people just follow her because they're haters. Some are, but most of those are supporters, people who want the best for her. So to be in that space, around the world traveling, I can't even imagine the gratification it brings.
Keeping my family
My
safe
cocoon.
and, staying up. There isn't much else to do right now. Everything matters differently now than a year ago. Honestly, everything. I really can't even think of one thing. Like, all the things that I felt like mattered most a year ago matter less. All the things I felt like mattered the least a year ago matter more.
That's so crazy.
I learned so much more
about
just the way people are living that I wasn't aware of. Climate crisis and social injustices and, kind of all the bad things. And I think made me think differently. It's not like I wasn't aware. I just learned more and thought about it differently.
Kind of like a blinder was on.
Was more open to learning. And it's been a crazy year. People think I'm pregnant.
I keep saying it's crazy how young she is because she's so mature.
Sold my soul to Satan. There's this picture of me like running from my car to my brother's front door on like 110-degree day in a tank top, and everyone's like,
"Oh, that
damn,
picture."
Billie got fat. I'm like, nope, this is just how I look. You've just never seen it before. So that's like the most current one, but whatever.
I hated that.
I don't know.
I did a whole rant video on that.
That's not really for me to
shit.
decide. I think, yeah, the reason people are looking up to you is because you're you. They're not looking up to you so that you'll tell them something that you would never actually tell them.
This is a new question.
So that you tell them something that you would tell them yourself. So I love having kids relate to me and tell me that I make them feel comfortable in their bodies. Like that, if I can do anything, I want to do that. So it's really hard to talk about my life and have it not sound like I'm bragging. Sometimes I'll catch myself
That's a flex.
in a conversation with someone acting like I'm in an interview. And in interviews, you're trained to talk about yourself and not ask the other person about themselves. And
Those
so
two
I'll
answers
catch
are kind of
myself
consistent.
in conversations where I'm like, shit, like I'm being interviewed. I'm acting like I'm being interviewed instead of acting like I'm talking to a human being. It's such a good point. I will never stop talking about that. I'm glad that I was definitely aware of it a year ago. I feel so much better about it now. I was so insecure about where I was, so I felt like
industry?
I was always having to prove like what I did and what I do and like who I am or whatever. But something about it getting bigger and bigger makes me almost more comfortable not proving myself.
Because your success talks for itself.
A while now, I've been really having an identity crisis a little. I think it was December. I did some like radio show performance, and the entire show, I felt like I was pretending to be Billie Eilish.
That's
like
crazy
I
to say.
I completely wasn't looking at myself as myself. I was just like totally seeing it from not my own perspective, and it was so weird. Happened multiple times at like award shows and whatever. I felt like a parody of myself. I've felt a little bit better about it lately. It's just like you forget, like I'm literally 18. It's funny that I'm expected to have found myself and stick with it. You know, it's like, you know, I'm trying different things out. I'm trying different ways of living and styles and personalities and
which is okay. You're figuring yourself out.
I'm just trying it all out because I'm like a growing fucking girl.
And I hate that we put that pressure on celebrities or just people in the public eye. Like, we expect them to be perfect, figure everything out. They can never have an off day. They can never have a bad day. We forget that they're human too. And I feel like a good thing about these kind of interviews is like the interviews where they're more sit down and more open, not just like a night show or a talk show. It puts a lot of things, not even just about the celebrity status, but like she was saying, social injustices, the pandemic, everything. It puts life in a better perspective, if that makes sense. Like, it makes you just sit down, relax, and actually analyze everything going on around you, aside from the stuff that's not very important.
I've definitely had like moments of like reaching out to a couple people, but every time I do it, I kind of like stop myself because I'm like, this is so weird. You know, I've had some conversations with Bieber about this where we just, you know, talk about the craziness of our lives.
She went from having posters of Bieber on her bedroom wall to performing for him to asking him for advice over the telly. Oh man.
Whatever.
Gotcha life, is that what they call it? Anime?
Those are some people that I feel like have really shown me support and like, you know, even like Katy Perry told me that I could reach out to her whenever and talk about it because it's crazy, and you know that's really important, and I think it's good. Gaga has said it to me before.
I haven't listened to Katy in years.
It's nice to hear from people that like have gone through this and know what it's like and went through the shit of it and went through the amazing parts of it, and it's like it's nice to hear people with me. But at the same time, like no matter like how many people are there for you and have gone through similar things, it's like nothing ever happens twice. A tattoo, maybe?
What does she mean by that?
No face tattoos.
What do y'all think? Let me know.
The only two tattoos I want to get are the ones that barely anyone could see. I did get a tattoo.
Is she gonna show it?
But you won't ever see it.
Oh, yeah.
I did what I said I'd do. What you expect?
Bill. Nintendo Shrish. Okay.
That's my way to play. Okay, well, I looked at my phone. That's what I did this morning when I woke up.
Same.
My phone. I think I made myself a burrito for breakfast with a gluten-free tortilla. I woke up and then pooped.
God.
Hey, it's the first thing I did, dude. You asked. I looked at my phone. That's what I did. I looked at my phone. Classic day. Face recognition, like there's no home button. What the heck? They've made monograms crazy. What the hell is a monogram? A hologram is what I meant. It's crazy that you can charge your phone by like putting it on that little disc. Robots, dog, like please. Robots doing stuff. Let's leave the robots in the lab. Don't let them come out here. Honestly,
What's
this is
that
so bad,
Will
I
Smith
can't
movie?
Oh yeah, Beyonce had some twins, and she still looks fly. Kehlani's pregnant. Greta Thunberg, honestly, she's been kicking people's ass.
Still don't know who
Literally,
she is.
that Trump might lose. Like that's it.
Oh.
And that's not even a guarantee.
He
I
lost.
guess the positive thing would be that a lot of people that say that they've never voted are voting for the first time. That is huge news. We have hope, at least, is what I want to say. I think that that gives us some hope. That gives us something.
We're not the laughing
And
stock of the world anymore.
Maybe an opportunity to get better. I'm pretty afraid of people dying. Not
Hopefully.
me dying, but like the people around me dying. The people I love dying.
I don't want to think about that.
Or being, fatally injured, or, some sort of brain damage. It's just something that would change them drastically, or, that would really be. That's probably my biggest fear, is the people I love, like, dying. It's tough because that, at the time, was, like, kind of an irrational fear. That was kind of just, like, an overthinking fear, and now it's actually a real thing to fear.
Yeah.
Because people are losing their loved ones, and now it's, like, actually a real possibility. So it's just about staying safe. Honestly, same for a year from now, because I don't know what will have happened in a year. And that is, in itself, it's terrifying. Especially with, like, the unknown of what next year looks like. Being Apple's Up Next artist. I did Ellen last week. Jimmy Fallon. So many festivals. I just sold out.
No, I'm sad.
Arena tour. Had a #1 single. Biggest selling album of the year.
Bad guy. 5 Grammys?
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5.
Cinco.
Performed at the
What
Oscars.
is 5 in other languages?
Met like every celebrity that's ever existed, and it was the most overwhelming, insane, surreal thing I've ever experienced. I went to the Brits.
I feel like Billie doesn't think of herself as a celebrity either, though. Like, she's just normal.
The Bond theme song, working with Hans Zimmer and the orchestra to record it. Completely surreal.
No Time to Die.
Amazing. I started my World Arena tour, and then, the world kind of died. But before that, it was quite a year. It started off very strong. Then other things happened, and, we went to tons of protests. We fought for people. That was a big thing this year, too. Huge accomplishment, I feel like. And we will never stop fighting. I will never stop fighting for you, Brianna. I will never stop fighting for all the black and brown people that have lost
Did you just name drop Rihanna?
police brutality and literally just racism. Never gonna stop fighting for you. Ever.
Thanks,
ever,
Bill.
ever. I will do what I can. And I stand by that. I have such a huge platform. Like, why would I want to waste that? Yeah, it's easier to say nothing, but it's like, that's not gonna help anything, and it's not gonna, I don't know, I don't get the point of silence. I think it's...
What's the
there's
point of having a
difference
platform if you
between
can't use
silence
it?
and processing.
Or if you don't want to use
And
it?
I think that is like a big thing that people need to understand, is that you gotta think through what you're gonna say it in the right way. I think it's really important to speak up, but also be respectful. It's been a year of just trying to speak up for everything you believe in, and fight really hard. There's nothing else to do. Like, why wait until you experience it to fight for it? You know what I'm saying? Like, just fight for it already. I hope that we have more years of fighting, and I hope that something fucking changes. Brockhampton.
I have my own opinions on that. Yeah, we can do another
My
video if you
favorite
want to
artist
hear.
is techno. I've been loving some Arlo Parks. Honestly, Ash Nico has some slams.
I'm crazy, but you like that. I like
love
Ash Nico.
The Strokes album that came out, the most recent one. TikTok songs are burned into my brain, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. It's what 2020 is. Some of them are good though, so I'm whatever. My family, I'm always talking to my family, always. Every second of my life. My mom and dad still come on tour with me. Phineas still comes on tour with me every day. Pretty much every day. We're always together, always talking, always, you know, whatever. It's great. I love my family. I am so lucky to have my family right now. Not only with me, but like well and alive. It's been fun. It's been good. It's been good. You know what I'm about to say? Fruitvale Station.
This is the third Switch commercial we've gotten. They're really trying to sell these things for Christmas. Watch my ads, by the way. And subscribe and like the video.
And I'm about to turn 18 gold.
Ew. Ew.
For the first time in my life, I don't feel the need to be with anyone. I don't have my eyes on anyone. I'm not in the mood. And I'm totally fine with that. Same shit.
Okay, I was about to say, I have a boyfriend. I was like,
oh my gosh, that's my favorite part of the last video. I'm in pretty much the same place. I don't have a boyfriend, and I'm happy. Like, I'm not worried at all. I love it. I'm not opposed to anything. I'm not, you know, pushing anything away or forcing something. I'm just like steady and cool with it.
Yeah.
Which is great. So it's a good place.
Which will make it better when she finds someone.
Billie. Fashion is like the main one. I love fashion. I always have. I want to direct videos. I want to have my own clothing line. I want to have my own everything. Lots of cars.
Drill.
Such a car nut. Little girl. That's super cute. Well,
Got all of
once
it.
again, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah, fashion is still my expression. I definitely am not as like
Yeah, exactly. Same.
interested as I used to be in designing as much as I was, because I think there are more.
But Billie
things
has a
that I
clothing
like
line, doesn't she?
Than designing and kind of like
With the little
curating
drawing
and
guy.
stuff. But I still am like very in charge of my clothes, and I have a clothing brand. So there you go, a little blush. I direct my own videos, Billie. I do.
She does.
Yes, you got what you.
And they're always the best ones
I
too.
used
The one
to think the
Billie
industry
directs.
sucked because I
Freaking
was miserable.
the eyes.
And it wasn't my team's fault. It was just where I was at the time, and that's why I thought that it was that. I just feel like the industry is thought of as this like whole cult type thing.
She's so
It's like
pretty.
this
Holy
big-
sheesh.
Like I always see these fucking trolls online. Like the industry is where all the people sell their souls to the devil. Like
Yeah.
whoa.
Why is that
that's
even a thing?
Very.
Always the
taken
first
it
thing they
far.
say.
Like the fucking people in my comment section. holy
Illuminati.
shit. So true. I feel the same way. Everybody's kind of like made to hear like the industry and go like, fuck the industry, you know. For some people it's totally true. Some people have terrible, terrible experiences. I had a couple experiences where I was like, this is some bullshit. But it's not like the industry does it. It's just the people around.
It comes along with
and
it.
I also have been really lucky to have the team that I have. And that I have had since the beginning. And yeah, there's some weirdos. Like, there's some weirdos. And there's some weirdo groups of people.
Name
That
them.
you just kind of gotta get away from. But it's just about knowing your people and knowing your boundaries and, like, who you
Surround
trust
yourself
and
with.
stuff. I want to learn that it's all worth it because it's tiring as heck. The shows make it worth it. The shows and the supporters. I was taking it for granted. And that makes me really mad, and I don't want to be, and I just was. So true. So true. Yes, it's worth it, for sure. Absolutely worth it. Absolutely. I would not change it for anything else. I can
That's really
finally
great,
say that it's worth it. But you can't just be, like, expecting it to be worth it. You gotta, like,
Work.
change some stuff around, make sure you're happy, make sure you got what you need, and then it will be worth it, yes. Having the approach that no one's had, trying to write something no one's written. See, that's
Which
why
she
I'm
has.
still bad at it, because that's what I was trying to do. I kind of have no idea what to expect. Like last year, I thought I knew what people would like for my album, and I thought I knew like what would be popular.
Billie can drop. Literally, Billie could drop a soundtrack of Static, and I would listen to that shit. Anything Billie drops is good at this point.
I have gotten so much better at it. I feel so much more confident in my writing. I feel like I know myself better. I'm better at advocating.
Therefore, I am
my
a bop.
opinions and communicating. And I think Phineas and I have just like seriously just like really gotten in the groove. We do it so fast. Like there was like a period of time, like a month ago or something. I was just like, we were just texting the label like, song done, another song done, another song done. So I'm so much better at it. I love it so
It's so
much more. I actually
fascinating.
really do
Texting
enjoy
your
it now.
label,
And I do
just the
feel
whole
like
process. Interesting.
I'm pretty good at it now, to be honest with you. Like 12, I think. Maybe like 14 actually. I think there was like 14-ish. Blank, 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 blank. Like 4.5. Right now I have 16.
A new album?
And I love them all. I love all of them. The first month I was incredibly uninspired. I don't know why. I think it was just very overwhelming and scary. And I think after like that first period of time when and came and went, I got so inspired and creative and like just like made music that I don't think I would have made. My brother and I, like, I don't think we would have even made it at all.
Okay. Now I'm getting excited. Like, oh my god. She's talking, like, we're about to get another album, possibly. An album that doesn't sound like When We All Fall Asleep, Where Did We Go, or her first album that I ever heard. Like, those are already on two huge different spectrums. What else could she do? Oh, god. Okay. I'm cold.
Judge me, please.
Style.
I don't, and in one word, fucking know.
If I had to describe Billie's style, unconventional, big, green.
It's my style. Billie Eilish parody is my style.
Trying to be the character.
My brother's my best friend. My best friend is Phineas. But he is also my brother. We got Drew, we got Zoe, we got Laura.
I thought you were going to say Phineas.
Shark. We got my family, my brother. Those is my best friends.
Is it a Switch commercial? Oh, okay. It is not. Still a Christmas ad, though.
Maybe like once a week. I might be safe.
Every single second of the day.
I went to Trader Joe's. Did not work. I also tried Costco, which I thought I'd be safe at, and that didn't work. Fuck's sake. Public? What is that?
It's kind of sad.
Public,
but...
I have not been in at all since March 11th.
Yeah.
There were definitely moments in this quarantine where I forgot that I'm
famous.
me. I was taking Shark to like a dog play group with the rescue place that I got him from. You know, I was like, I didn't even think about it because we had so much nothing for so long. I didn't even think about it. I had like my full like green like right there, full, like, you know, wasn't covering anything except obviously a mask. And I was like walking in, and there was this car full of people, and they were like,
Billie Eilish.
And I literally like looked behind me. I was like, what are you looking at? I totally forgot. But it was nice. It was really nice to see people. Like before COVID at all. Like I don't go.
She doesn't feed into the fame.
It's a complete disaster.
Which makes her even better.
Yeah, it's a bad idea to do. But I have Googled myself. Only just the titles, because they're what's funny. Like I'm not trying to see myself on like Twitter. That is a no-go. Oh my gosh. Don't want to see that, because that shit is mean.
Yeah.
I look myself
Twitter
up
is
to like
kind of
laugh, but I really don't want to actually see what's being said. But it's good for a good laugh.
Which reminds me. Well, should I even tell y'all this? The freaking camera cut off because the video was too long. Let's get right back into it. What was I saying? Billie was talking about how she doesn't read the titles of stuff. And I definitely relate to that. I don't read certain things on the channel because I already know if I do, it'll fuck with my mind. And I don't need that. Because if my mental health is fucked, then y'all get no videos. And you need videos. And I need videos. So, yeah, I just have to filter what I see. Which I think is very healthy.
I don't know if I'm more confident. I just think I know what I'm doing more. I think I'm less confident, actually. I feel like I'm probably the most confident.
I feel like the 2018 interview was when Billie was at her lowest.
Yep.
And now she's happy.
Totally true. That first year, I was definitely just like not even thinking about myself, so I wasn't even thinking about confidence. We all know that that second year was rough.
Yeah, that 2018.
Last year, yeah, it definitely was the most confident I've ever been last year. I think that's still probably the most confident. I haven't like gone down at all. I just think it pretty much like stayed right there. COVID has made me less confident in myself just because it's made me stop doing the things I was used to doing and got good at. But it's mostly stayed the same. I'm not like not confident, but I definitely was really at my peak a year ago.
I think the reason there was such a big jump or a huge difference between 2018 and 2019 is because 2018 was the year Billie became Billie Eilish. Like, you went from this artist that was on the come up to being this teenager, 16-year-old in the public eye, like one of the biggest names in music. So that's a transitional period, like just for a normal teenager, and to do it at the grand scheme that she had to do it, I can understand why she came off in 2018's interview as very sad or just what's the word? Not that she wasn't confident in herself, but that she was like sort of apprehensive or scared to just embrace everything going on, or she didn't know how to approach it all. And now she's a bad bitch with almost 100 million followers.
Really peaking. Happy girl. I would tell 16-year-old me to remember who her best friends are and remember who the people that care about her the most are.
Yeah.
And not throw them away for somebody else or for something else. Oof, that hits hard.
Big oof.
Knowing the situations that I was talking about.
Huh.
God, how do you prepare someone for this year? I think all I would say is just like, enjoy this. Don't take anything for granted. Don't ever come off stage during this year and think, I didn't really like that show. Nope. And by the way, I'm never doing that again. When shows are allowed, every show is going to be the best show I've ever done. That's that. Come here.
Now that you've gone without
Yourself.
the dog instead of the mom? No, you have to do the mom hug.
All right, bring in the mom. This is my mom. She is sick as a booty. I don't mind. I can stay here that long.
Aww.
Love it too. Hello, baby. His grandma.
With the mask and the vote.
I love you so much. I miss being on the road with her, and I miss seeing her do her shows.
Great
so
people.
Incredible. But I have loved being home with her. Don't take your parents for granted, people.
Yeah. Oh boy. I'm not gonna tear up. Alright. Wow. You guys, we just did it. We finished the video. My battery didn't die. Yay. Oh, Billie Eilish. Again, the reason I love Billie so much is because she's just a real human being. She doesn't sugarcoat anything. She's very straightforward with her emotions, which encourages, I feel like, her followers, and specifically me, to be straightforward with my feelings and to know what I deserve, search after what I want, and work towards that. I love how she continuously brings up the things that, like, she supports, the things she stands for, whether it be the pandemic, politics, social injustices, all that stuff. And also she just reminds us that she does care about us. And I feel like Billie Eilish is such a genuine celebrity that she's not just a celebrity. She's Billie Eilish. And I kind of wish she didn't feel like she was a parody of herself, but I understand how she can feel that way too. She's talking a lot about fashion, which reminds me, you guys should follow me on Instagram because, bitch, I'm a fashionista. So, yeah. Like this video, subscribe if you're new here, so check out the second channel. I'm doing Vlogmas, and I'm out of here. Okay. Bye!